Hello everybody, in this video we'll talk about some changes coming from USCIS with respect to those green card holders that are applying to remove conditions on their green card. There's going to be some new changes to the kind of documents USCIS is going to give you to prove your extension as a conditional green card holder, but also big changes coming from CBP as they question more conditional green card holders upon their return to the United States from different trips. Also, for those of you that are applying for citizenship based on marriage to U.S. citizen, but now you're divorced, some interesting things are happening in those citizenship interviews. I'll update you about this in this video. So what are you waiting for? I'll see you on the other side. Hello everybody, and welcome back to our immigration channel. This is a place where we get the most up-to-date immigration news, immigration updates, and everything else that you need to make your immigration journey less stressful. My name is Jacob Sapochnick, and I'm an immigration attorney located in San Diego, California, and we help clients in all 50 states. If you're here for the first time, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. In this video, I wanted to give you an update from USCIS specifically for those of you that are renewing your green cards. You're here on a conditional green card, you have a 2-year green card either based on marriage or if you apply for the EB-5 and now you need to renew it. Typically, you're getting your extension for 18 months only. Well, under recent change, USCIS is now extending this extension to 24 months, to 2 years, which is great. It's helpful. It makes things much easier, especially for people that are traveling, not able to come back very fast, or for employment verification purposes. This change is very, very important. The way it's going to work is that when you file for the removal of conditions, typically you have to file the removal of conditions for Form I-759 if you're doing this based on marriage, 90 days before it expires, or if you're doing this based on extension of your conditional green card because you filed an EB-5 application, Form I-821, same thing, 90 days before. When you file that form, you typically get a receipt. It takes about 6 weeks, you get a receipt. That receipt extends your status automatically for 18 months. Well, now under this change that is effective as of last week, your extension will be effective for 24 months. That is going to be very, very helpful for a lot of people that had problems to verify employment, or some people that were not able to travel, come back to the United States because they were stuck, because their extension was about to expire. And therefore, this change is very, very much appreciated. And USCIS did a good job by doing that right now. They still have delays in processing green card applications, and therefore they wanted to give applicants a little bit more time to carry their extensions. While you have an extension, you consider to be a green card holder, work and travel authorized. What happens if you file the application before September 4th, which is the date of this change? USCIS announced they're going to be sending updated receipts to all these applicants that have currently 18 months extensions. They're going to be getting new extensions to extend their statuses for 24 months. So don't worry, even if you filed before September 4th, USCIS will send you updated receipt notices. Now remember, if you're a conditional green card holder and you plan on staying outside of the United States for over a year, you still need to file a reentry permit. What I mean by that, if you know in advance that you're going to stay over a year and you are on US soil, you can file the reentry permit on Form I-131, and this will allow you to stay overseas for 2 years. Now, the reason it's important is because if you get your extension for your 751 for 2 years, and then you know for sure you're going to stay there over a year, you file your reentry permit, you don't have to worry to come back to the United States, even if your extension will expire after 18 months, because now the new extensions are valid for 2 years. Now remember, if you don't have a reentry permit and you stay overseas over a year, you may have some problems to come back to the United States. You need to be prepared to document as to why you couldn't come back before the expiration of the year, and in most cases CBP officer will be considerate and let you in. But the purpose of this update is to let you know that if you know in advance that you will spend more than a year overseas, you need to be prepared and file for your reentry permit. Now, some other changes that are happening that I wanted to let you know. Conditional residents that are traveling overseas and coming back, if you are filing your removal conditions based on marriage, but now you're divorced, you can file what is called a waiver based on a good faith marriage. Now remember that some people that are filing these removal of conditions are no longer together, but they still file as if they're together, either because they don't know that they can file as divorced, or just because they didn't have enough time, because since they filed this application together, now they have problems in their marriage. Recent cases at different port of entry, recently Chicago, Newark, and LAX, had CBP officers question these returning conditional green card holders from overseas. In some cases, they were pulled over to secondary. They start questioning them about the relationship, if they're living together with their spouse, when was the last time they've seen their spouse, almost like a mini green card interview. The purpose of doing that is because they want to verify that the people that are filing these removal of conditions are doing so while they're still eligible. So remember, if you're not with your spouse, you can still file for divorce and still file for a waiver and still get your green card without your U.S. citizen spouse. If you don't do it this way and they find out that you're not together, you may be in trouble and may lose your green card. In a recent case where an applicant came back to the United States, they filed the application together, but CBP, upon inquiry, by searching the phone, by looking at some documents, they realized that the couple were not together for the past 6 months, and as a result, they took the conditional green card from the applicant and deferred them into the United States for deferred inspection to try to argue their case as to why they should keep the green card. So be very, very careful when you come back to the United States. If you're going through that process, make sure you come documented to prove your eligibility for your removal of conditions, specifically on the family side. On the business sides, we haven't really seen too many of these issues because most people that invest in the EB-5 program should be fine. Now, the most recent update that I want to give you about citizenship is that people that file for the citizenship based on marriage to U.S. citizen, even if they're no longer married to that U.S. citizen, years later when they apply for the citizenship, they can still be questioned about their marriage. At a recent case, one of our clients went to the citizenship interview. Their marriage ended more than 8 years ago, and they started questioning them. Hey, remember your wife's parents' names? Do you remember where she worked? Do you remember where you met? What address did you live 7 years ago? In this case, when the client wasn't really sure about some of these answers, his citizenship wasn't granted, and now he has to go for a hearing to prove his case. Remember, even if you're no longer married to your spouse, even if you filed based on an old marriage, you still have to remember some details. I know it's hard. It's been 8 years and you may not remember where you lived all these times. It's important to go back to your original green card application, study it, so you'll be more prepared for that citizenship interview. So once again, hopefully this information was helpful. I know many of you are green card holders trying to get the extensions, traveling overseas, and some of that information may be very, very useful for you, especially in this time. Once again, if you found this information helpful, share this video with somebody who may be interested, subscribe to our channel, and also if you need help with your case, use the text number right here, 619-483-4549, to get in touch with our office and seek the assistance that you need. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.